Aubrey. How's your day going?
Excellent. Hi, Jessica. How are you?
I'm good. I got to substitute teach in a kindergarten class this morning.
Oh, adorable. It's funny because that seems so like, oh, little kids, yay, until you're actually there. And then were they good or were they terrors?
I mean, they're 5. They're so
They're just
sweet.
busy.
They're so sweet, but there were a lot of kids in there who didn't go to preschool. And
Mm,
it's the beginning of the school year and they don't know how to be in a classroom yet. And
right.
so it's tough, guys. I
Yes.
could write a heck of a task 2 essay about education at this point with
I
all my
bet.
public school experience.
And I love that segue because we are talking about writing task 2 today. We got a
We are.
great listener question that was just asking us for model task 2 essays.
Yeah.
And we share these, of course, in 3 Keys IELTS. You do need to see model essays. And this is tricky. We've talked about this before on the podcast that you can't trust every essay you see online.
Yeah.
And first of all, if they're not written by students, if they're written by native English speakers or teachers, sometimes it might just discourage you. And
Mhm.
then you don't always know, like it says, oh, this is a band 8. Oh, it's hard to know what to trust. So we do want to
Totally.
provide these resources for you.
Yeah, so we're going to go through a Band 9 sample task 2 essay today with you. Paragraph by paragraph, we'll read each paragraph and then explain to you why it's so high scoring and what you can learn from this. So go to our website though, guys, so you can see this model essay. Go to allearsenglish.com and just search the episode title, Sample Band 9 Talented Task 2 Essay. Just copy that in there and you can see this blog post and the whole essay. Before we get to that though, guys, we did an episode last week, 1320, that has a lot of great writing advice. Today we're just focusing on this one Band 9 Task 2 essay. So definitely go back and listen to that for more excellent writing advice, guys. Examiner answers your burning writing questions. That's from last week.
Yeah, I'm really glad you pointed out that this will be on the blog. It might be a lot easier for you guys to follow along. If you are out, running errands or driving right now, go back and check it out on the blog later
Yeah.
so that you can underline the great vocabulary linking phrases that we're going to point out. You're going to get a lot today that you could use in your essays on test day.
Totally. And remember, guys, to hit follow right now if you are not already following IELTS Energy, because we come out with 2 brand new, fresh, amazing episodes every single week. Okay, so let's get into this. Aubrey, can you read the question first, please?
Yeah, so this is the test 2 question. It is generally believed that some people are born with certain talents, for instance, for sports or music, and others are not. However, it is sometimes claimed that any child can be taught to become a good sports person or musician. Discuss both these views and give your own opinion.
I love this topic. I love any good like nature versus nurture thing. Oh my gosh, I could have so many things to say about this topic, but we're just gonna focus on what we already have here. By the way, guys, this is a question from one of the Cambridge practice test books, Cambridge 7. So this does come from that book. Okay, so let's dig in. I'm gonna go ahead and read the introduction to this essay, okay, and then
Okay,
we will talk about it.
perfect.
The issue of nature versus nurture has hounded humanity for eons. Some are of the opinion that musical and athletic talents are in the genes, while others hold the view that any child can learn these abilities regardless of their bloodlines. In this essay, I will explore both sides as well as offer my own opinion. All right. So, let's talk about this. There are 3 sentences in this introduction. That's all you need. So, Aubrey, what do we do in our 3 sentences in the introduction?
Yes. So at first, you're restating the topic. And there's a couple of tips here. Pro tips, guys. Don't pull directly phrases from the topic, right? You want to paraphrase. You want to use
Mhm.
high level vocabulary here to say it in your own words. But there's a trap that a lot of students fall into that when they're paraphrasing, they sort of change what the topic actually is. So
Right.
as you reword the topic here, as you restate it, go back and read the topic a couple times and really make sure that you stay on topic and don't change it.
Totally, guys. Take an extra minute to read that question slowly and make sure that you understand it first. You cannot rush this process or else you'll lower your score, right? Like you have to take the time to make sure you really understand what you're writing about. So, yes, in that first sentence, all we do is introduce the topic. We're paraphrasing, we're not copying words from the test question, just like Aubrey said. And then this is an argument essay, right? So then we introduce the other side and our side. So we introduce two opinions, and one of them is our opinion. So we start with the other opinion first. We say some are of the opinion that um, it's in the genes, right? You could be born with this, and then we can say our opinion, right? Well, I would say I hold the view, that's how I would reword this. I
Mm.
hold the view that any child can learn these abilities. So, guys, remember, you do have to put your opinion in that first paragraph.
Yes, your opinion has to be clear and consistent throughout the essay. The best way to do this is include it very directly and clearly in the introduction, again in the paragraph where you share your opinion, and then restate it in the conclusion. Then no examiner can say it wasn't there throughout the essay, right?
Exactly. We're just we're just trying to game the system here a little bit. What are we graded on? How do we do that? One of the points that you're graded on for your task score is including your opinion throughout the essay. And that's not just for opinion and argument essays, okay? That's for every essay. There aren't different requirements for problem solution essays. No, you have to accomplish the same things regardless of the essay. So remember that even in problem solution essays, guys, you still have to have show your opinion, your position throughout the essay. And in Three Keys IELTS, we show you how to do that with our Band 9 essay templates, allearsenglish.com/KEYS. Now, the last sentence of the introduction is the thesis statement. Aubrey, can you tell us about that?
Yes. So your thesis statement is a map for what you're going to talk about in your essay. It's a vital for your fluency and coherence score that you have it
Cohesion,
mapped out. Oh,
coherence.
yeah. Thank you. That's the speaking one for cohesion, coherence, to show that it's well organized, very clear to the examiner what you're going to do in this essay. You must have a thesis sentence. Templates are so important here because you can have high level vocabulary with linking phrases that you're used to using here. So then you just plug in the idea from the topic, bam, you
Yeah.
have really high scoring thesis sentence to map out your essay.
And don't spend too much time thinking about the introduction, guys. Most of your score is based on the body paragraphs. So, again, that's why it's so important to have templates that you go by so you don't waste time trying to come up with amazing, crazy ideas and organizations for an introduction paragraph that is, frankly, just functional. It's
Right.
short, it's sweet. All right, Aubrey, can you read paragraph 2, please?
Yeah, here we go. As to those who feel that any child can become a star sportsman or famous musician through training, there is one main justification. The idiom practice makes perfect exists for a reason. Take the Taiwanese sensation Jolin Tsai, for example. At the beginning of her career, she was utterly unable to sing or dance at any level that could be seen as exemplary. However, after years of training every day with voice coaches and choreographers, she became one of the hottest pop stars, not only in Taiwan, but throughout the whole continent of Asia. So good.
True story.
Mhm.
This comes from a blog post with this essay that I wrote in 2016, guys. So I had lived in Taiwan rather recently at that time. And I actually got to tutor Jolyn
Oh,
with
that's
her
so
English. It
cool.
was very exciting. But she is like an enormous pop star. So that is an awesome example of an example. We're taking something we know in the real world to prove a point, right?
Exactly. So you can see how, because we don't have anything about our opinion here, this is the other side, right? This topic said discuss both sides and share your opinion. So you have to write an argument essay, you have to share both sides. In this first essay, we show the other side. We're like, okay, there is a reason people think this, there is a justification, and I can even provide an example. Sometimes this is the case. And then in the next body paragraph, we're going to share our opinion.
Exactly, exactly. So let me outline the structure of that paragraph two real fast. We have a topic sentence where we say the main idea of this paragraph, right? We're talking about the opinion that anybody can become an amazing athlete and musician, right? And then we have our reason, right? Practice makes perfect. And then we have our example, Joel and Sai. And then we have two details about that example. Okay, that's it. That's all we got to do. Okay, so next paragraph. Aubrey, can you read that, please?
Sure. Nevertheless, I believe that it is nigh impossible to excel in sports or music without natural ability. The reason for my view being that nearly every gold medal Olympian and best selling artist exhibited raw talent from an early age. Granted, they could not have reached their levels of success without practice and training. However, it cannot be denied that talent existed first. As evidence, every student of human anatomy knows about fast twitch and slow twitch muscles. Without being born with a significant amount of the former, winning any 100-meter dash races would be literally impossible.
I mean, it's true.
It's true.
It's
Where's
true.
the lie?
um, so you can see how it can be possible. It definitely is possible to come up with good examples and solid reasons, even for things that you don't agree with, right? Even for opinions that you don't have. So I could use that Jolyn example. It's a perfect example of that opinion, even though it's not my opinion. Um, but being able to understand both sides of an issue is vital for IELTS if you're going to write a solid argument essay, because you do have to have strong reasons and examples for both sides.
Definitely. I want to point out some of these really high level linking phrases here. Don't miss those, right? Nevertheless, granted, the reason for my view being, however, right? These are high level linking phrases that are connecting your ideas. You can't just have a sentence and then another disjointed sentence. You
Mhm.
must link your ideas like this in order to boost that, in order to get a band 9 for cohesion coherence.
Yeah, yeah. Th I think it would be impossible to have too many linking phrases. Okay, that's not true.
That's
Like,
not true. There can be.
there can be. But
But
really,
4 to
guys, like,
5 per paragraph is not too many. That's a
y
reasonable amount.
you should try to have a transition phrase between every sentence. It goes back to this idea of a map. Why is it important to think of our essay like a map? Because part of what you're graded on for cohesion coherence and to some extent task actually, but for cohesion coherence is how easy is it for me, the examiner, to read your essay? How smoothly does it flow? How do the ideas connect seamlessly together, right? If it's easy for me to go from beginning to end, I never get lost. I know exactly what idea is coming. I know what you're talking about. I have that general map guide of the thesis statement. All of these things are necessary to get a high score for cohesion coherence.
Yes, and you can see as you're reading this paragraph how clearly you brainstormed, right? You had your main idea, then you had your example, you had your supporting details. And we recently did an episode about what happens if you think of new ideas or better examples as you're
Yeah.
writing. You don't have time, right? These are great. These ideas work. The examiner doesn't care as long as you're supporting the idea that you provide. Stick to your brainstorm and
Yep.
get these great details so that you can also get linking phrases and vocabulary. You just
Yeah.
don't have time to change it halfway through.
Exactly. Don't waste time on that. Go back and listen to that episode. I'm going to find that because it's so good. Let me look for that title while Aubrey reads the conclusion.
All right, here's the conclusion. In sum, I believe in the value of hard work, but I also am realistic about the fact that not just anybody can make millions as a musician or sportsman. I hope that in the future, every child is allowed to nurture their own natural talents, whatever those may be. So you heard right there in the beginning that restate of the opinion, right? This high level linking phrase, in sum, and then you've got your opinion again. I believe in the value of hard work, but I'm also realistic about the fact that, right, talent is often inborn. So be sure to have that opinion there and just restate it in a different, be sure not to change it. It can't be a different opinion, a new
Yeah.
opinion. This, I
Yeah.
see a lot of students come up with new ideas and new information in the
Right.
conclusion. This is
Right.
ruining your organization. It's ruining all of your scores because you can't support these details in a conclusion.
Exactly. Exactly. There should be zero new information in a
Yep.
conclusion, guys. All of your best ideas and examples go in the body. So, Aubrey mentioned a recent episode we did. I found that. It's IELTS Energy 1317. So a couple weeks ago, how to save your brain on IELTS writing task 2. So go back and listen to that episode as well if you have not already, because like Aubrey said, guys, there is so much to think about. Transition phrases, organization, ideas, vocab, grammar. We really need to organize our time intelligently, right? We have to be strategic about how we use our brain. So go back and listen to that episode for more information about the best brainstorming practices.
Yes. And if you missed it, right, scroll up and see it and also hit follow because if you missed that one, you're probably missing a lot. So be sure to hit follow on the
Right?
podcast.
We've had a lot of great writing episodes lately.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Aubrey. Thanks for hanging out today.
Awesome. Good luck with your IELTS task 2, guys. I think this model essay helps a ton just to get a good idea of what it should look like. And then the amount of practice that you do is really going to make a difference.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, guys. We will be back on the mic next week. We'll see you then.
Bye bye.
Bye.